Hello, and welcome. My name is Michelle, and I am your emotional resilience coach. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is so exciting to have you walk this road with me, and it's just such an honor and a privilege that you are allowing me to help you, to guide you, to give you new thoughts, new insights, as I have discovered things in my own healing journey. And as I've witnessed things that have helped myself and other people, I love to share these things with you, even if it is just to plant the seed to help you gain your power back and allow your own wisdom to guide you in knowing that you are on the right track and what it is you need to do for you to heal even further. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, the notifications button. I am also on Instagram at the Emotional Resilience Coach. Come say hi to me there. If you are able to, please do pop on over to Amazon. I have written a book called Who Are You Beneath the Pain? This is something that you can ponder on. So many of us, especially as fawns / codependents, have lost ourselves and we don't know who we are. And part of gaining your power back is figuring that out for you. Okay, so today I just want to talk to you about something that you can look at when you are trying to assess where you are in your healing journey. Healing is so complicated, it's so sticky, it's so messy. Sometimes we feel like we've taken a step forward and 2 steps back, and it feels like we're doing this dance with our pain, with our heartache. And for me, there were certain big steps where I realized that I had made great progress. And this is, again, not judgment, not criticism. This is just something to either look at and go, yeah, I'm there, or to say, okay, this is what I need to work towards in my own healing process. Remember, this is for you, nobody else. This is for you to be empowered. This is for you to realize your worth, your greatness, the amazing things that you do, and the person you are is actually enough. And a huge step in this process is the realization that it is not personal. The narcissist's behavior is not personal. It is not about you. Now, I know that this is a really sticky one to sit with, because boy does it feel personal, and that is because they get really personal. They know the buttons and they push those buttons and they push them hard, and they go places normal people wouldn't go. They say things normal people wouldn't say. They are ugly, they are mean, and they make it personal. But it is not about you. It is about their pain, their anguish, their discomfort, their rage against the world for the injustices that they feel are in their own lives. And part of this is they feel that they can't sit with themselves, they can't be with themselves, they can't be with their pain. So what they do instead is they act out and they inflict pain upon other people. And a huge part of our healing journey is being able to recognize that this is happening or has happened, and step away from it and say, that is not my journey. I can't make it part of my journey. That is their journey, and they need to walk it. They need to figure it out for themselves. This is something that they need to carry. Now, I know that this feels contrary to so many messages that we get into society, because we get this message of, oh, but then you don't care, and you're unfeeling, and you're mean, and none of that is actually true. You can love a narcissist, adore a narcissist, and not have them in your life, because the road that they walk, you recognize and see that it is a road you can't follow them down. Now, I am probably going to bastardize this quote a little bit, but I often bring myself back to the story of Anakin and Padme in Star Wars. And there is that scene where Padme is crying and she's begging Anakin and she's saying to Anakin, please, I can't follow you down this road. And I have had to get to those moments with narcissists in my own life who I absolutely love deeply, care for deeply, but I look at the degenerative path that they're taking and I've had to take a step back and say, I can't follow you down this road, because if I follow you down this road, it is going to kill me. It is going to destroy me, and I can't allow that to happen. I can't do that. And so I need to step away, not because I'm being mean-spirited, unkind, nasty, or any of those things that the narcissists themselves or society might say to you, but to realize and understand that this is for your own good, for your own preservation, to love them from a distance. And then the second part of that is realizing and understanding, as I said in the beginning, that it is not personal. Now, for those of you who have read my book, thank you, thank you, thank you. You will see that in my book, I had a very narcissistic stepfather who was incredibly cruel and difficult to live with, who did and said very many damaging things to me, especially in my formative years when I was still building that foundation. I was still having my, the seeds planted, the basis of who I was to be was being formulated, and he caused an incredible amount of damage. And this was something that I battled with, I mourned, I grieved, I've been to therapy, I went through coaching, I spent a lot of time doing the work on healing that. And I realized that I had done a huge amount of work in my healing and that I was pretty much at a good place when I realized that it actually wasn't about me. I could have been anybody and it would have played out the same, because that was his narrative, his story, his pain, his suffering. And my mom married him and I was in that place and in that space. And so I became the product of a lot of the trauma that he was carrying that was then deflected onto me. He said and did some crazy, crazy, cruel things and really made me think and believe that I was responsible for his pain and then, of course, obviously his happiness from a young age, which is why I became a codependent. But it's not true. It's not true. If he had married anybody else who had a child, boy or girl, and they were in his home, it would have most likely have played out the exact same way. In fact, before my mom, there was a woman with 2 children, and he had her put them in boarding school, and when they were around on holidays, he was, again, that same pretty cruel, mean-spirited, nasty. He did some damage there too. So that is just an example of evidence that shows that it wasn't me, it's not personal. There's not something intrinsically within me. Something I battled with and I struggled with for so many years was, what is it in me that is bringing this out in him? And I believed to a degree that there was something innately terribly flawed about me, that there was something deeply not good enough, that there might have been something really mean and ugly in me that was drawing this out, or that there was something wrong with me, that I deserved the punishment. You see, these crazy things that we tell ourselves to try and make sense of our environments and what we're going through and what we're experiencing. And when I got to that point, when I realized that this was not personal, that this was his trauma, his demons, his pain that was playing out, and unfortunately, as circumstances were, I was at the receiving end of it, but it wasn't actually about me. I realized and I knew that I had taken huge leaps and bounds in my own healing. Now, for you, The whole reason why I do so much of what I do, I speak about affirmations, I speak about changing our narrative, changing our story, shifting our focus, is to allow you not to be devoid of any accountability of any wrongdoings that you might do in your life. We're human beings and we're going to do and say and show up in wrong ways at times. But it is so important for you to know and understand that your value is absolute, that who you are at the core is enough. When I ask the question, who are you beneath the pain? What I'm saying is that we have got so many self-sabotaging behaviors, so many layers upon layers of ways and means that we have put into place to try and protect ourselves and to try and keep ourselves safe, but they are often very counterintuitive and they actually cause a lot of damage for ourselves, and sometimes they have that, obviously, that ripple effect in relationships around us. But that doesn't mean that you are a bad person or that you are somehow wrong or deeply flawed. You are just a human being having a human experience, and oftentimes that is just going to look really, really messy. And so I hope that the message that you get today is that you haven't done anything particularly wrong or flawed, or there's nothing particularly wrong or flawed within you as a person, as a human being, right? You are enough. And their behavior is reflective of them and who they are. It has nothing to do with you. This is huge, absolutely huge to understand, and allows you to come to a place of so much closure, because it takes away that feeling of shame that you have been carrying for so long. Shame is insidious. Shame keeps you stuck. My work is to help you to get out of that pit of shame and to know and recognize and understand your true value. All right, let's together take a deep breath. And out. Realize that you are incredible. You are doing an amazing job. You are doing better than you give yourself credit for. You really, really are. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, the notifications button. Go on over to Amazon. Pick up my book, Who Are You Beneath the Pain. Please don't forget to leave a review there. And come on over to the Emotional Resilience Coach on Instagram, where I kind of just riff about whatever it is I'm feeling on that day. I speak about all sorts of things to do with healing, growth, being the better person, knowing and understanding who we are, making a great relationship with ourselves so that we can have fantastic connections with others. Thank you for joining me, and have a most empowered day.